I believe in natural beauty.
Yeah.
Forget all that stuff. Just be yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it doesn't matter what you do to your face, the rest of your body's going to age.
I think everybody has a right to their own opinions. It's their decision. It's their body.
Do your thing, but if you got like holes here or like holes in your Achilles heel, it's just weird. You know, it's like, what are you doing?
I draw a line at those earrings that have the holes in them.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat. There's a whole wide world of modification out there, and just because it might not be somebody else's cup of tea, it's your body, you can do with it what you will.
All right, plenty of opinions out there about how far we go to alter our appearance, what is okay, what is too far in that direction of body modification. I'll tell you why this came up recently. Labiaplasty, which is the alteration of female genitals, has been growing exponentially. So between 2012 to 2013, there was a 44% increase of women going to have this procedure done. And one of the interesting things that roll out of that is that some clinics are now targeting mother-daughter, saying if you bring yourself in, you can also bring your daughter in for it.
Nodding your head.
Question. Like, really, how old are these daughters? Or is it just like a big sign saying mother-daughter surgery? It's weird. Like that, and sorry, Blair said there's something culturally weird about another segment earlier, but that to me is weird.
Well, and that's just it. And then some doctors are really uncomfortable with it because they think it's a little bit too much like the practice of genital mutilation in some cultures that still goes on today, but is very much illegal. But I don't want to stay too long on here, but the reason that it struck me was because of this daughter thing, is that as women, as adults, we make all sorts of decisions about how we want to change our bodies, whether it's piercing or plastic surgery or tattoos, whatever it is. But when we start to put that on our kids, or we become role models in a way, well, for young people in general, that's when it starts to really get me. It's like, you can make that decision if you want to, but when you do, you're basically telling the rest of us that how we are naturally isn't okay. So personally, that's my gut reaction to it. Should you be able to just change your body in any way that you want and not worry about how it affects other people?
I think at a certain age, you have the right to do that. But I think that there needs to be. You need to be a certain age. But the mother-daughter thing was always to make me really just like, what? Like, how old are these girls? Because I just go back to like people who tattoo their kids. Like, you hear occasionally, so-and-so got, like, it'd be like a news story that someone got like their 5 or 10-year-old tattooed, like their family crest, and I'm just like, whoa, their body's gonna grow. Yeah.
Ear piercings. You've got 2 little girls. I mean, yeah.
They do not have their ears pierced.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, is that any different than a mother and daughter going to get their ears pierced?
Yes.
Or
That is significantly different.
But it probably doesn't happen with the glass-walled store at the mall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that out there.
and hopefully not a piercing gun.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
That's right. I don't know. I have a hard time with the mother and daughter gig, and I don't know if I could walk into my 3 boys and say, "Hey, boys, Father's Day gift. Let's go get some done with our junk." Even,
that's a good point, because one of the other really popular surgeries is boys who are under the age of 18 getting the fat taken out of here.
Go to the gym, do some push-ups, lift the weights.
Yeah, especially when it goes back to age. Kids grow up and their bodies change. That's like, it's a big thing, especially like if you're like a chubby teenager, you very well could just grow out of it.
Well, and that's interesting when you say go to the gym and just work out, because there's actually an escalating problem with young boys going to the gym too soon, taking steroids or doing that protein whatever diet.
So much,
and it's actually almost like, we relate eating disorders. They're actually getting kind of like a workout disorder, like they have to work out like maniacs.
And that is body modification. To me, like, taking steroids is the same as getting your tongue like slit or your ears giant funnels. I think to me it is, right? You're affecting your body, you're changing your body, and you're using an unnatural way of
and I'm sure, thinking of Men's Health and all those other health magazines, and it's all featuring sport figures. And not everybody can be, have a professional athlete's body. But that's the message that we're sending, and especially for males, because I know females, we're constantly bombarded with that. But it's interesting now, the whole male image of guys, too, as well. It's effective.
You don't have any tattoos. Neither do you, actually. No tattoos.
Well, then you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat me to it.
No tattoos, no piercings.
I don't have any tattoos. The problem with tattoos for me is I'm just indecisive, right? I change the wallpaper on my phone 4 times a day, so how could I decide on an actual thing that's going to permanently be on my body? But I think if that's something you want to do and there's a reason to do it, I think the reason should be more like, should be something bigger than there was a tattoo parlor open. If it's symbolic, I think a lot of these things I don't think are symbolic, and the one that gets me is the people who put the, I don't know what it is, an apparatus under their skin so they have like permanent horns. I'm like, now you're just like,
yeah, it's like a silicone.
You're like
thing,
body morphing past the point of not being human. And then, I hate to say this because this is pretty bad, but it's like, exactly. And then these guys are like, I can't believe I can't get a job. Like, who wants to be served by like Satan at the bank? Like, oh, I got dining plates in my earlobes. What a surprise. I can't get that job as a lawyer.
Yeah, but you say that's taking it out of human, but I would say that women with huge breasts and tiny little waists and whatever, that's also not human. Like, those are, some of these forms are not natural forms.
But that's the thing, I think it's to a degree, right? I believe, and this is not me talking like a guy, just as a human being, there's a degree. You can get a degree of breast implant. You can get a degree of nose job, right? You can get a degree of something. You don't have to go like A cup to Z. You can go like B, right? Like, you can do the small things. I think the point of this is it takes it too far, right? It's something in their head that's like, well, I got my nose done and I got a tummy tuck. There's only one more step I should do. Like, I just think there needs to be a psychological aspect. I think there needs to be, like, these people should be interviewed and see if.
Well, some of these places I'm pretty sure do have psychologists on staff.
But here's the thing about having a psychologist.
They are on staff.
It's like, thought about it, I was like, you shouldn't get this surgery anywhere else but right in our office. So I don't know. And the thing, I feel, I'm not exactly the thinnest dude in the entire world. I never have been. But I mean, I feel like getting surgery for that would just be like, what is that teaching me? It's not teaching me, what's that thing? Discipline. It's not teaching you discipline. It's not teaching you that you have to put in to get the reward back. It's just like, well, I got money, snippety snippety. So.
Would you let your boys get tattoos?
You know what? I have 2 tats. I think.
Get out.
I do too. We're holding down this side of the table.
When, if that comes up to them at 18, 19, and I agree with it should mean something. Like, if you're not all lit up and one night and you go get a tat, it's not coming off, right?
Yeah.
But if you what you want to do with your buddies you went to college with, or you played hockey with, or you went to school with some good friends.
Well, like my dad passed away, I'd get his name on me, right? Like something like that.
I think that's kind of cool, and that's just my opinion. And people have their own opinions. I say yeah. And make sure it means something.
Yeah, it's just too bad we didn't have Jeff Bromley here today, who has tattoos on every square inch of his body for the most part.
And then, then at that point, I would say that's just a commitment to what you love, which is so weird because it contradicts exactly what I just said. Because at that point, he's turning his whole thing about him is he wants his body to be artwork, right?
And it's beauty. I mean, I think that when it comes to body modification in general, I mean, people are doing this because they want to feel more attractive. They want to feel beautiful. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. But I do worry about what that means to people when you have this sort of unnatural idea of what your body should look like.
And it's funny.
How are you gonna go show that off? Like, you got a tat,
check this out. Check this out.
Working out some of that. You're in the shower. Look at what I just got done.
Yeah, that was a weird Christmas.
That's too bizarre.
Some people have lifestyles that are different than ours.
That's true.
Good old Winnipeg.
Like 44% of the world. Okay, well, thank you so much, you guys. This is a great conversation. And Willie, thank you very much for joining us on the panel. You were a really great addition this time around. We'll bring you back the next time someone gets pushed to the board.
Someone gets a new augmentation.
Have a great week, everybody.